how can I use the layer out model to find entry levels for limit orders with high chances of getting filled? So I'm going to run through a couple of examples. I'm going to talk about how it can be used, first of all, what it's for. It was originally designed to help people take profit in an optimal way, but it can also be designed for scalping different layers over different parts of time. It can also help where to place stop losses and where to place limit orders. Let's go through some examples. Let's look at Tesla first. So this would be an example of where you could buy and where you could sell. You can see, and the reason for this chart is, Tesla went through a horrific last quarter of 2022. It just tanked. But look at the way it does stop at these lines. So you could say, well, it bounced off layer 6, layer 5, and then crashed all the way down. But the key is to watch the trend and don't get in, don't buy if the trend turns. And if the trend turns, set your stop loss to get out. And then on the rampage on the way back up again, Tesla went from like 103 to over 200 in a matter of weeks, and it took a lot of people by surprise. But since then, it's been tailing sideways. So if you look carefully, again at this, you will see a couple of places where you can place limit orders. It just missed that 5 level and then shot back up again, but then fell back down again, and not only broke through layer 5, but also layer 4. So the key with this here, with the trend, is to wait for the trend to turn before you jump in. And that would keep you out of buying at layer 6, waiting for layer 5. So that's one example of how you can use them. And regarding Bitcoin, this will show you where there are buy and sell layers. So for example, if you are stacking Bitcoin and you don't know where to place your limit order, you can use this chart. So if we look back at the good old days before, again, the big banking crisis, which triggered a Bitcoin rampage, you can see exactly down at the layer 1, there was times where it hit, and this is the daily chart. So although the tool runs on the daily only, there's huge swings that pierced this layer 1 back in early Feb, also pierced it again and triggered a sell order not only late January, but also mid-Feb, and then fell back down again. And the undulations are incredible. You can also tighten the amount of time that the data looks at to calculate exactly what the layers look like on a shorter period of time. And once again, you'll see the sell limit. I've been talking about that 30,300 layer for a long time. That's where it comes from. That's where we face huge resistance. And of course, if you see 27.6, that's the support layer. That's where I find them too. So things tend to bounce around in between those layers, and that's how you use it. I'll go through some more examples as well to show you how it could work. And again, just pulling it out, you will see where most of the price action, most of where the resistance is. For example, let me see what layer is that, layer 2 for Ethereum, and then it bounces off the layer 1. And it nearly fell all the way down to the layer 0, which would be a Pico time to buy at about 1380. And since then, also, just like Bitcoin, went on a rampage all the way up to layer 6 and then fell down, pierced layer 5 and layer 4. And layer 4 is where you place your limit order at around 1845 right now. So that's how you use it. Let's look at Solana as well. One other example. You got your buy limit order, bounced perfectly off that 17.35, and you can see the action on layer 1, 20.2. Other layers shot all the way up to 24.6, 24.8 at layer 4, hit a lot of resistance, fell back down, and again, just like Ethereum, pierced 2 layers, smashed through layer 3, landed on layer 2, and has been bouncing off layer 2 now for a couple of weeks. So that's how you can use it, and it's very helpful not only to place stop losses but also where to snipe, because you know where it'll congregate, where the price action happens.